It's David.
It's Phil.
And tonight, Two Guys, One Garage is going deep into the mysteries of space and abduction. Tonight, we're going to talk to you, lovely people, about the Greys. Ooh, yeah. Get ready. They're coming. Good evening.
Hi.
We once again have coffee.
Originally choked on mine there.
Be careful, Phil.
Oh god.
Okay, so the Greys.
Those motherfuckers.
Those motherfuckers, those aliens with those big eyes.
We're gonna figure those bitches out.
Phil,
Yeah.
tell me what you know about the Greys.
I know that they're skinny bitches. They got big ass heads on them. Big ass eyes. No dick. No vagina.
No emotion.
No emotion. Yeah. Maybe that stems from having no dick.
Maybe it does.
Ah.
Maybe it does. Not controlled by the power of the balls.
Yeah.
Do you believe in alien Greys? I'm just cutting right to the chase.
No.
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 Ah, that's interesting.
Believe in aliens,
But not the Greys.
but not specifically the Greys. No.
The Greys we're referring to, it's kind of like the most common conception and idea of extraterrestrial life. In terms of when you see accounts of people that have been abducted in the past, it's generally these so-called Greys with the big black oval eyes, skinny bodies, and the grey skin tone, which is obviously where they get the name the Greys from. There's 3 different types. There's a short, they're not really, I say different types, then it's just sizes.
Yeah.
There's tall ones, there's the average ones, the common Greys, and the short Greys.
So
Apparently.
what would be the difference in height?
I believe the tall Greys are 6 to 9 foot tall.
So
The common Greys are about 5 foot tall, and the short ones are about 3 foot tall. I have heard stories about the short ones. Earlier on, you were talking about how there's the idea and possibility that some of the Greys are not man-made, but they're like a biological robot, so to speak. Well, these short Greys I've heard in the past, they're the ones that are apparently more so these creations. They're just made from parts, essentially biological parts. But no, you've probably seen movies with these grey aliens in before. Movies like Dark Skies, Night Skies, The Fourth Kind, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Did you see that?
I haven't seen that. No.
Haven't seen that? No. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. TV series, I think it was produced by Spielberg. Taken. The X-Files. Fire in the Sky. Oh, you've seen Fire in the Sky?
Oh fuck no, man.
That's a good one. Like it's quite uncomfortable. The abduction scene in that when he's getting it's freaky. And one of my favourite films of all time, Signs.
Yeah, the terrifying Signs.
Terrifying Signs.
It's
Mel Gibson.
Important to point out that it's only a freaking 12. Yet it's probably one of the scariest films out there. And I've got a mate that I totally agrees with that. He said, "Yeah, that's like the scariest film I've ever seen." He said that. I was like, "Yeah,
I'd be inclined to agree. I love that film. I just love it. Always have. And like I was saying to you earlier on, been to see it 3 times in the cinema. Got the DVD the day it came out.
And the fucking T-shirt too.
The fucking T-shirt. I fucked Mel Gibson.
I fucked Mel Gibson.
Actually, no, Mel Gibson fucked me.
I heard that audio recording of him on the phone.
There's like 7 of them, isn't there?
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing. With your fake tits. Mel, calm down, sugar.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Jesus. He's a very angry man, is Mel. Yeah, on the wrong side of Mel Gibson.
He's obviously a fucking alien.
He's a fucking... Wait, I'm surprised, because a lot of these Hollywood types are into the Scientology.
Yeah. He's
not one of them. He's just fucking crazy.
That's legit, that then.
So you don't believe in the Greys then?
No. I haven't experienced anything to allow me to believe in them. You know? If I'd had an experience where, I'm face to face with one of these motherfuckers, or if there was actually like really good quality footage,
which there isn't.
Which there isn't. But if there was, then I'd be more inclined to think, oh yeah, there's a chance. But it's all just like hearsay and it's all just speculation. And for me, that's not enough evidence to actually formulate a belief about them. So at the minute, as usual, I'm on the fence.
He's on the fence, ladies and
but
gentlemen.
more inclined to being on the other side of the fence. Just the other side of skepticism. Just,
Yeah, I love the idea of them
Oh yeah. Definitely.
as an image. I think it's fantastic, but it's that image that sells, and it's that image that puts that image into people's heads.
Yeah.
They're very humanoid, and they're very easy to sort of associate with. But do I really think that if something was visiting the planet, that's what they'd look like?
Exactly. Like, it seems to me a little bit too convenient that they are so human-like in their shape, you know, and even the size. Like you mentioned, 3 to 9 feet has been like the deviation between the heights there, and that's not too far away from what we are, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, and the eyes to be placed on the head in the exactly same places where ours are, the same limbs, obviously just like elongated limbs, but like they effectively are humans without dicks.
Essentially, yeah.
And I think, is that a little convenient there? That they happen to be very, very similar to us.
But this idea that they're essentially, have you heard this theory that they're essentially a slave species to the reptilians? Obviously, you know about the reptilians.
Yeah.
As an entity, through the theories you've heard on David Icke. I don't know if you've heard things about them outside of David Icke, have you? About the reptilians?
No.
It's not just David Icke that thinks about the reptilians. He didn't make up the reptilians theory.
Oh no, it's a really popular.
But apparently they're like, they work essentially for the labourers for the reptilians.
Fuck.
And then obviously these short greys are like their biological sort of technology devised by the greys.
So the robot aliens that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it just makes me question though why you would have these little guys that look like this, but then you've got the reptilians that sort of sink in and look like us. Why didn't they just craft these little greys to look like us as well if they can do that? You know.
That's an idea.
I can't understand why they would want to. Because it seems like if these reptilians do exist, and they're trying to make it appear that they don't by blending in and effectively being and looking like us, then why would they create this this technology that definitely doesn't look like us? Like it resembles us, but it's blatantly alien.
Yeah.
You know.
And why do they only go for hillbillies?
Yeah.
That goddamn saucer came out the fucking sky.
He played with my butthole and
I loved it. Okay, I'm going to throw a spanner in the works though. Slightly off topic, wait, kind of on topic. Roswell.
Ooh.
1947. And all the controversy that surrounded that in terms of it was classed as a flying disc that went down, and then the next day they changed the story and they said it was a weather balloon.
Mm-hmm. So is this where the claim that there was actually aliens on board as well?
They claimed that there was bodies in the wreckage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that they've experimented on them.
And that they've experimented and they've got the technology, and it's all kept secret and hush hush in Area 51, and it's
so
all
the idea is
down.
that they've like reverse engineered the spacecraft, and
they've essentially gained technological advancements from it.
Uh-huh.
But there was a lot of technological, superior tech that came out of the 50s. There was so many advancements in technology in the 50s.
Yeah, like
and like the 50s plus.
Yeah, like the Blackbird, the SR-71 Blackbird.
Is that the stealth?
No, it's the fastest like plane that we've ever created, like bar a fucking space rocket.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
But it's a lush looking. I think that's from the 70s. I think that aircraft's from the 70s, but it's.
So what's that called?
The SR-71 Blackbird. Oh, it's a lush plane.
Blackbird.
Yeah. Just googling this motherfucker right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's lush, isn't it?
It is. It's like something off Star Wars.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And that came out of Area 51.
Oh no, I'm just like when you said that what technology rocketed. Pardon the pun.
Well, there was all the
the
crazy advancements and the atom bomb, and it all sort of technology just seemed to get a massive boost in the 50s.
But the atom bomb would have been prior to that, because that was exploded over Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and when would it have been? 1945? Was it 45?
Okay.
At the end of the Second World War?
Was it? Right. That was just me talking shit then.
You stupid fuck.
You stupid motherfucker.
Jesus Christ, we're trying to educate these motherfuckers.
We're trying.
And failing.
So, what about all these abductions?
Well, isn't there like a particular state during sleep where this is like, is it the REM state? It might not actually be the REM state.
Is it not like, what is it? Is it hypnagogic or hypnopompic?
That's the one.
Yeah, one of them's waking and one of them's when you're falling asleep. One of them's when you're waking up.
Yeah, the hypnagogic, if that's how you pronounce it. That's the one where you just begin to fall asleep, and that's when you get these crazy like sounds and like visions and stuff. But you see, you're sort of still like a little bit lucid as well. Like you know you're falling asleep. I love that state, to be honest. I actually love like that time when you're just drifting off and you're like, fuck, I'm diving in here. I'm about to be asleep. But yeah, like, can't that like create like a certain like these types of feelings, like leaving your body type of thing?
But what about when there's more than one person and they claim to lose time?
Yeah,
it's like Betty and Barney Hill. They're the first kind of abduction case. I don't know if you know about them.
No,
they were driving along a road in America and they seen a ship.
Yeah,
and they could see the people on board and they got taken on board and she apparently got shown a star map from this Zeta Reticulon or Reticuli constellation.
Yeah,
which wasn't validated until years later. So was that a lucky guess?
So what?
That
so
she got this star map and predicted it correctly.
I presume that it wasn't like a physical map that she was given. And
no, she redrew what she was given, I believe.
Whoa!
So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely amazing. Reminds us of that film K-Pax. You ever seen that? That's actually a fantastic
Oh yeah, with
film.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, and he
years ago.
He knows all like the different like star systems and stuff where they're like, there's only like 3 people in the world that know about this. Mm-hmm. Like, how could he possibly know about this? You know, that's what that reminds me of. But yeah, that's pretty like fascinating, especially if they're not friggin' NASA employees, which I presume they weren't.
No, these were just two people driving along. But yeah, they got put into hypnosis, and I think everything that they said passed. So I think
like they backed up each other's stories.
The claims are validated. Yeah. Like here we go. We've got a quote from Barney here. Barney was black.
Oh yeah.
So he wouldn't lie, would he?
Surely not. Those guys never lie.
He said.
Just look at Barack Obama. Never lied in his life.
He said under hypnosis, Barney said things like, "Oh, those eyes. They're in my brain." Could it be those almond, oval, black, big eyes of the Greys?
Boy, get those damn eyes out of my brain.
Get those damn eyes out of here. All I see are those eyes. I'm not even afraid that they're not connected to a body. They're just there. They're just up close to me, pressing against my eyes.
So presumably this is him lying there, then them like what would the word be? Like experimenting with him.
Yeah. Well, apparently they took some of his sperm. Which I'm sure he enjoyed. So that's pretty amazing. I mean, I need to look into the story a bit more because we'll do another show more specifically on abduction. This one's more about the entities themselves, the Greys. Do you think it's possible that if there was alien life out there, they'd look as similar to us in terms of their makeup and their body type? And
that gets back to what we were talking about the other day. Like, does life evolve in a similar pattern to how it evolves on Earth in terms of like the sizes and shapes of life and things?
Is it uniform to a degree?
Yeah. It would depend on like just tons of factors, wouldn't it? Like the atmosphere, size of the planet. So in terms of its like gravity, so it's and because we've never like discovered any other life forms as yet, all we can like conceive of is life forms that resemble us. So we're just like who the fuck knows? Maybe they would. So maybe the idea that they look like us isn't actually like so ridiculous. Maybe that's just like, yeah, well that makes sense.
What would something like a Grey have to benefit from abducting somebody, a human being, taking sperm, taking skin? What sort of benefits do you think that would have for their race? And why do you think they would do that? Come here, do that, but like not make it obvious?
Well, the only theory that I've heard that I thought, I like the sound of that. totally don't buy into it, like, but is the idea that they don't have souls? For one reason or another, these particular life forms don't have souls, and they recognise that human beings do have souls, and by abducting us and extracting our DNA, they can tamper with the DNA and somehow create like a synthetic soul for themselves to then go on and exist in like the spiritual dimensions.
Yeah, it's like they've got zero empathy. They're that's like they're dead inside.
Yeah.
From eyewitness accounts and people that claim to have been abducted, they say that there's just no soul to these creatures. You're not looking at anything. It's like
they're just
looking
mechanical.
At a robot and, mechanical. Which goes back to what we were saying before about
how they could be like just robotic workers for a species elsewhere in the universe.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
You're looking back and you're not getting a personality or anything back at you.
They're just programmed to go in, extract us, do the experimentation, take what they need, and then report back to the friggin' headquarters. Yeah. Which
could be the reptilians. But it's a far out theory to think that this is happening, really, when you think about it. I mean...
But if the reptilians have got anything to do with it, then why would they need... They're already, in theory, here on the planet. Surely they could just create
This is all theory and conjecture, folks.
But surely they could just create a little bunker somewhere and just go, right, we don't need the space guys, the space robots.
Yeah.
I'll just go and fucking abduct somebody, kidnap somebody,
Yeah.
drag them to the bunker, do my experimentation there, Nazi style, and alright, now we've got it. Now we don't have to freak them out with the aliens and all this shit. We can just do it covertly.
And why was the majority of the sightings in the 50s and the 40s and 50s, but they were doing trials then, weren't they? In America with new types of equipment and stealth planes and things like that.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just people seeing things that aren't really there. There's obviously loads of hoaxes.
Yeah.
There'll be countless hoaxes.
And what about that particular time as well being big in terms of experimentation? Humans experimenting with psychedelic drugs, man.
They're seeing things in the sky.
I mean, all I did was ate a big bag of mushrooms, and next thing I know, I was getting fingered by this fucking alien. Why? I didn't ask for that.
Did it anyway.
Selfish fuck.
So anyway, in terms of what we're saying about Roswell, and I said there was bodies on. I've got some notes here. It says researchers will recall that the disc that crashed in 1947 at Roswell, New Mexico, had several reptilian species on board, as well as the body parts and clothing of several Army Air Force officers. Now there's talk about these greys, or even these reptilians I've heard, making agreements with the US government. What do you think about that? Can you imagine the US government trading to a degree with extraterrestrials? Is that too far out? I think it's possible.
For me, that's just not at the minute. I can't buy into that. I think there's a lot of stuff on the internet actually surrounding that.
Oh yeah.
But for me, I can't quite get my head around that. And what specifically are they saying? Like, are the deals that are being brokered here?
That's the thing. I mean,
you give us access to your fucking gold, and we'll do what? What are the aliens doing for these people that they're actually brokering the deals with?
Getting rid of hillbillies, I think. You get rid of the hillbillies, we'll give you what you want. But no, a lot of people are claiming that the US military does and has worked with extraterrestrial life. I don't know if that's a stupidly far out theory, or if it's possible because you really don't know what goes on behind the scenes, and we don't know what goes on beyond the planet.
Oh, there's blatantly a load of secret shit out there that we're just blatantly unaware of.
I think so.
But I think that for me is like, you couldn't keep that secret. Like,
no.
Surely that would come out somewhere down the line, unless all the leaders were actually reptilians themselves and were truly part of the conspiracy.
Yeah. And we were. It was like everything was set in motion. Everybody in power.
Yeah.
Is to a degree an alien.
Yeah, that's the only way where I could buy into that. But otherwise, if these leaders, which I imagine they are actually humans, then I mean, imagine how fucking freaked out you'd be if you're like, you'd be working hard in your political career and you've reached the top there, and the next thing you know, it's like, all right, Mr. President, we're gonna have to get you a secret base here and let you know a few things first of all, we've got a trade agreement with the Greys. You know, like, oh, fuck me, I'm gonna go insane immediately then.
Yep.
There's aliens. Fuck!
That would drive people.
Like,
Insane,
surely that
wouldn't
would
it?
just freak you out. Especially if you, like, met one. Hello.
Have
We're
you
glad
heard?
to meet you.
Have you heard? Do you know who Art Bell is?
No.
He did like a radio show about the paranormal,
Oh, yeah.
and he had this call in from somebody who claimed to have worked at Area 51. And I'll play it for you, and I want your opinion on it.
Very excited by this.
Check.
So this dude worked for who? What? The Air Force?
Area 51.
And what exactly are they? Is that an Air Force base? Or is it just like a research center or something?
I think it's an Air Force base, and it's a military base, and I think it's a research.
So it's like a
research
secret
center.
military
It's sort of a
base.
secret base. Apparently,
Yeah.
it's underground and that. And all you see above is hangars. But this is the Art Bell caller who claims to be on the run from Area 51.
I don't have a whole lot of time. Well, let's begin by finding out whether you're using this line properly or not. Area 51. Were you an employee or are you now? I'm a former employee. I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago, and I've kind of been running across the country, and I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really, really soon. You can't spend a lot of time on the phone, so give us something quick. Okay, what we're thinking of as aliens are they're extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now. They're not doing anything. They want those major population centers wiped out, so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
So there you go. Loses transmission at the end there. What do you think?
Well, that was absolutely fascinating. However, I don't buy that.
You don't buy it?
I don't buy that for 1 second. I don't understand how that guy, like that sounded like he just very second escaped from Area 51. Oh, first thing I'm gonna have to do is call fucking Art Bell on the radio show, you know, instead of fucking hiding. Surely he would have found a safe haven and would sound a little less frantic when he then made a call. For me, that was nah.
No, you don't like it. You don't think?
I loved what he was saying. Absolutely, like I get such a fucking hard on for ideas like that. That is like brain porn, isn't it?
Yeah.
But for me, I'm very skeptical as to.
Well, that same caller rang.
of that guy.
That same caller rang back the following week and said that it was fake what he said in that. But a lot of people think that the person who rang back and
they had like a gun to his head.
no, they think that it wasn't him. It was just somebody pretending to be him.
Oh, that's weird how that just literally sends shivers down my.
And that other
my
bloke
body,
got killed off. And they're thinking that somebody in the know, for example, FBI, CIA, whatever, has rang up the show, pretended to be him, and claimed it was a fake to dismiss it.
Yeah.
Well, this other bloke's been bumped off.
Yeah.
You
Like,
never know. Cause
sort of like Men in Black type
Yeah,
thing
it's
where
pretty much.
the alien climbs into the skin and like takes on
Yeah.
the body of the other guy. Like that, I like that idea.
That's
The
a good
idea of an
idea.
alien taking on this guy's form, like killing him and then taking on his form and being able to actually speak in his
Yeah,
voice.
yeah.
Like, does the voice sound exactly the same in the second call as it does in the first?
I wouldn't say so.
No.
No. I mean, I'll put it on if you want.
Yeah.
Just so you can see what it sounds like when he calls back. Here we go. Hope it picks up on the mic okay. Right, this is the man ringing back.
By the operator saying your party has not connected. Oh, well, see, as you can now tell, I don't screen calls. So what happened, obviously,
That's
was
odd.
that I answered the phone just at the very instant that you had been ringing, as long as they were going to let you ring. Yeah. And so that occurs. Obviously, sometimes I go to a line and it's dead, nobody's there, and that's what's happened. You know, we just were on the cusp there. Anyway, I'm glad I made it back through. Yeah, you got all my paranoia buttons running. I always get very nervous when I call you. I'm Brian. I hung up on you last week. Oh, I see. And I just figured, damn the torpedoes. I'll just do this and let the chips fall where they will. All right. Everybody, I am the Area 51 caller. That's my statement, and let you or whatever tear it apart. You claim you're the Area 51? I am the man. How do you account for the fact, Area 51 caller? Okay. That part of the way through your spiel, the satellite went down. I have no idea, and it scared the heebie-jeebies out of me that night. I've called a number of times on your specialty line nights doing different kind of wacky characters, and that's all that one was supposed to be. And if the call had been completed, it would have been ancient history by now. Has it occurred to you, as Barbara Marx Hubbard suggested tonight, that perhaps, if you're really what you say you are, you created the reality of the rest of the situation and took down my satellite? That scares the heebie-jeebies out of me because it means that what I was saying was somehow correct, and it was fabrication, kind of creating a reality. Yeah, if that was the case, I humbly apologize to you because I love your show, and the last thing I would ever want to do is knock me off the air. So, what can I do to prove my claim here? Well, I guess you could give us a little of what you gave us then, so that we could hear it and know it to be you. Are you sure you want me to do that, Art? I'm positive. No, Art, please. I don't want you to ask me to do this. If I start doing that guy, you're right about that. Now, let's just take that little sample that you just gave us, so that we don't.
So what do you think?
Yeah, I'm glad that exists actually, because that backs up what I thought initially of bullshit.
You think it's just him?
Yeah, I think he's a freaking weirdo, and once I heard him like do that voice again there, I just wanted to smash his face in. What a weird guy. What a freaking maniac.
Obviously wanting attention, then, if that's the case, you know.
Needs to go to fucking drama school or something.
Especially considering he's done multiple calls, apparently.
Yeah.
With different voices, different wacky characters.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Very strange. It's things like that discredit the whole alien grey sort of idea. I think the fakes and the hoaxes and...
I know there's just so much of it about, and when you hear that, like, most people, unfortunately, that discuss these topics are generally a bit wacky.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I love wacky people. but they're a bit like, can I really take seriously what this guy's saying?
Yeah.
And that guy there, for me, was like, yeah, you've just fucking told me exactly what I need to know now.
You see, the more I talk about the idea of these alien greys and the idea of abduction, the more I begin to doubt it's going on, or it has gone on, because it's kind of... It's more reflective on the people that are doing it, really. They're generally not people who are high up in society. They're not people who are, shall we say, normal.
Yeah.
Generally. There are some strange cases. The Travis Walton one, when he disappeared for 5 days. And he's him and his workmates, they've all done lie detector tests and passed, but it could be the military, you never know. I mean, they could abduct you, and what if they've got suits on, and
Exactly.
they drug you could be seeing things. I mean,
just one of just like the general things that makes me question the whole like alien contact with Earth is the idea of them traveling here in like a physical craft. Like because the distances are so far between stars. Like the closest star to us is like 4 light years away, so that's like 4 years traveling at the speed of light. What we have at the minute like travels at a fraction of the speed of light. So, and according to Einstein, if you accelerate to the speed of light, your mass becomes infinite. So what implications does that have in a physical craft? It suggests that that's almost impossible to even achieve in the first place. So how would they jump from, unless they're somehow creating wormholes, which is fuck knows how we would achieve that, but how would you like be able to actually travel such large distances? I'm assuming they live like finite lives like we do.
well, that's the other thought on it, isn't it? It's this extra dimensional sort of gateways and wormholes, and that's how some people believe that they'll get to and from places.
Yeah.
And there's wormholes and
Teleportation. This kind of thing.
Yeah, that's possible.
Teleportation.
Because I mean, well, just in general, the idea of maybe traveling through space in such a way that's unconventional that we know so far,
Probably.
because we're still very much
Like-
cavemen at the end of the day. We've just
Exactly,
our
yeah.
technology is nowhere near as advanced as it could be.
Oh yeah, I imagine there's like thousands and thousands of years left in with now
Oh, definitely.
in terms of like technological advancement and stuff, and that would be amazing to find out what we actually are capable of, or what is capable like in this physical universe. Because there must be like a limit.
But is
somewhere,
it physical though?
What, the universe?
Well, what we're in, because I mean, atoms aren't physical, are they?
Or is this the idea that
The idea,
physical is the illusion,
yes,
and that there isn't really such a thing as physical?
yeah.
Well, yeah, there's that, but I guess it's like a language thing, that isn't it? Like like what do you really mean by physical? I suppose. Yeah, I guess it doesn't truly exist, but it does in terms of being able to describe the universe. You know.
Well, I think we're both on the fence for this one.
Yeah.
I love the idea of there being aliens, and I love the idea of visitation, and
Same.
but when you think about it logistically and
Well, that's it.
Realistically-
It's the logic behind it. It
doesn't add up. It doesn't.
Yeah, like
It's not a conventional way of doing things, is it?
I like
coming
it,
down and-
if they're. I mean, what's the general idea? Like, it's either that they're good or bad, isn't it? Like, in terms of the bad,
Generally, these
they're trying to
greys are
fucking steal things from resources or with DNA and with fucking souls. Or the good, they're trying to like influence,
Help usher in a certain
yeah,
direction.
But then I always think, well, if you've got the technology to be here, to get here, surely you've got the technology to predict how humans are going to pan out, what decisions humans are going to make. So surely they can see how it's all going to pan out for us anyway. And why would you only just jump in with like little like just small influences here and there?
Yeah.
Surely there's like a better idea would just be to come down and be like, look, we fucking exist for a fact, you dicks. And guess what? Here's a chart, here's some calculations, this is definitely what you're doing. All you global warming deniers out there. No, you're actually right to deny that, yeah. So, good on you. But you know, like have like loads of calculations and be like, but this is actually going on, and if you do this, and don't do that, then you're gonna end up with this like catastrophe. Like that's what I want. I want like a scientific
And
group of aliens to come down and
Here's
tell
a
exactly how to live.
dead alien grey that's given his body to our science, and you can have it as proof that we exist.
Yeah.
Put it in a museum, do what you want. There you are.
Yeah, that'd be much better than like just abducting people, like abducting random friggin'
Random
idiots.
nutters.
Yeah.
I'll have you, yoink.
Yeah.
And mutilating cows. Why do you want to mutilate something bovine? I mean, what's the point in bovine mutilation? Why?
That'll fucking teach him.
It just doesn't make sense. I mean, why cows? Maybe in America, the whole cow mutilation phenomenon, because that's generally where it is in America, is kind of like our crop circle thing over here,
Yeah.
whereby it's being faked, and it's kind of like it's meant to be aliens, but it's not. I mean,
But don't loads of people say that it's one of those things where it's so precise like the incisions and the lack of like blood everywhere, like in the surrounding area. That it's like, how the fuck could you do that? Like,
they say that, but I mean, come on.
Unless it's taking place elsewhere, then they're just placing the.
Exactly. That's an idea. And they say like, oh, there's no tracks.
Yeah.
People don't cover tracks.
Just to get back to the other point though, I had a class idea last night about how to get everybody on the same page, like everybody across the globe. Because you know how there's so much conflict. Everyone has a belief one way or the other, and which tend to not agree.
Yeah.
As like a global society. I had this class idea what the aliens could do for us if they didn't want to like physically come down and show themselves. Why don't they just give, like, I don't know how you could induce this, but get everybody to have the same dream for one night, so everybody wakes up saying, oh, I had this fucking absolutely crazy dream where this was revealed, that was revealed, fucking hell, I had that exact same dream.
Yeah.
And then it's on the news, everybody in the country has had this same dream, revealing this, revealing that.
Yeah.
And then you find out that it was the same in France and that was the same in Germany, and when the Chinese start waking up, it's the same over there.
Yeah.
I thought that would be a class idea for the aliens.
It's like non-physical interaction.
Yeah.
And getting a message across.
Yeah, just giving everybody the same experience, so it's all, so everyone's like, oh yeah, we all had that experience. It cannot be denied.
Yeah.
Right, so it's probably worth paying attention to, type of thing.
People will probably say this
Shit.
this stuff. What?
Hope the fucking
What?
hope like the government, the friggin' Illuminati doesn't get hold of that idea, which I'm gonna patent, and then
You
use it
can't
against
steal
them.
that idea.
Yeah, don't
It's Phil's.
steal my fucking global dream idea.
You Illuminati cocksuckers. So you don't believe in, flat out, you don't believe in the alien greys. You think it's all a load of bullshit and it's just people losing their minds with a stupid idea of these aliens coming and taking them, and you think it's media and pop culture that's kind of driving it.
Generally, yeah, but I'm open, as with everything, I'm open to it, you know. The world's so fucking crazy anyway, that why should this be so unlikely? But for me, that's just nowhere near enough evidence to really take it that seriously. Obviously, there's people who've had these abduction experiences who would like argue, but they're the ones who've had the experience.
Yeah.
I haven't had.
It's like
any
when somebody
experience.
claims to see a ghost.
Yeah.
I've seen it, like they can tell you I've seen a ghost, but if you haven't seen the ghost, you're not really inclined to believe them.
Yeah.
Because you didn't see the ghost.
That's it. That's why I had the dream idea where
Everybody would see that
where
thing.
we all need to have the same experience.
Shared vision.
Yeah.
So, my thoughts.
I was gonna say, how do you feel about them? Do you believe in those little motherfuckers?
I like the idea of it, you know, since when I was little I used to love the idea of there being aliens and alien greys, and especially after seeing Signs. I mean, that'd be terrifying if it happened, like, but the idea of there being aliens like that out there that have been seen and abducted people, love the idea of it, but the reality of it now that I'm 26, I'm doubtful.
Yeah.
I'm really doubtful, yeah.
I mean, the Greys in particular, like, that's a very, like, human, as we've said, like, a really, like, human idea of, like, a higher, like a more higher evolved version of life through the, like, the lack of sex organs and things like this, the large heads, which suggests that large brain. They appear like hyper intelligent beings, don't they? Like,
But they're not acting intelligently.
yeah.
So it goes against what their nature should be.
Yeah.
They're that intelligent, and why they're operating in this way.
That's it. Like they've transcended like all the animal behaviors and desires of like lower life forms like us by evolving out with their dicks
How dare they?
and all this kind of thing, and it's all focused into these brains that they have, these massive.
Maybe they just
highly
mind fuck
evolved
each other.
Yeah, oh, man, that's amazing. Oh, wow. But then, what kind of like fantasies do they have? I'm tickling your forehead right now.
Oh, you're cutting up that cow so good right now. Oh my god.
I love the way you influence governments.
So you think it's an urban myth then?
Uh,
Just this whole the Greys as a concept.
Yeah, I think that's man-made.
Yeah, I think
Like that idea, like that particular type of being, this pure ectomorph, is. I think that's born out of our brains. That. Not to say aliens don't exist, just that particular type. I'm not convinced on that one.
that's interesting. Well, I guess I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah. Don't want to do it. Like it's sexy to like to have this idea of these weird looking creatures.
It's awesome to
being
imagine.
involved.
It's awesome to imagine there being flying saucers going around picking people up and abducting them,
Yeah.
and for there to be this other form of life that's occasionally, if not regularly, appearing around the planet and doing naughty things. But
Yeah.
in reality, it's just like, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
But that's a whole other topic. That's probably a good idea for another
What,
podcast. UFOs. Because there is footage of stuff like that.
Yeah,
Some really interesting footage as well.
there is. Yeah,
So that's fucking
But it's
open it back up again.
but that's the question: are they aliens, or are they terrestrial?
Yeah.
Are they like a UFO? I mean, UFO just means unidentified flying object.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean alien craft.
No,
It just means something that
we
can't be
don't know what the fuck it
identified.
is.
We know it's not a plane, or we know it's not a helicopter, or anything that in the public we're aware of. So it could just be a new weapons system, or
Yeah. But the ones that freak me out are the ones where they'll be traveling like really fast and then dramatically change the angle at which they're flying, like in an instant. Which I'm pretty convinced we don't have the technology to actually like achieve that at the minute. I think that's where. I'll say this is going to be saved for a entirely different podcast because this is a massive topic actually, like UFOs. Fascinating stuff.
have you heard about the other one? The underwater ones.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that unidentified
Well, all I can think is marine
flying
object.
submersible object or something?
Huh?
It's something like that. I'm just doing a Google search just to. I can't find the actual name for it. But essentially, they're
Yeah.
objects that are underwater that are moving at speeds that they shouldn't be, and they're basically operating like UFOs, but underwater. But they've been seen to come in and out of water. And
Yeah.
that's another theory I've heard about aliens taking water from the planet.
Yeah.
That's one of these. I think it's USFO or something.
See, but this idea of like taking water from the planet, that just makes me think, well, if you've got the technology to come here and actually extract water from this planet, then surely you've got the technology to just create water yourself by harvesting hydrogen and friggin' oxygen
Yeah.
and just creating it in a fucking massive lab or something. I don't know how to make water. I'm not a planet. But, you know, that must be a weird idea.
USO, unidentified submerged object.
Like a massive fucking missile that we
Mm-hmm.
don't we like? Does that exist? Missiles that can't some submarines send missiles out from underwater?
I don't know. I mean, if we've got drones that can fly, I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
have drones that can swim.
Yeah.
And do things underwater like that. Yeah.
I'm sure there's like missiles being launched from under the water.
It's like this. Look at this. UFO files. Deep sea UFOs. In 1960, the Argentinian Navy tracked 2 unidentified submerged objects in the Gulf War.
See, but isn't there loads of creatures like really deep sea that look like that? Like that in particular, there was like this weird, colourful.
Yeah.
Like, how would you even describe it? But
Luminescent.
yeah.
As if like a deep water fish or something. Them sort of bright
Yeah.
colours.
So maybe that was just an example. When they find things like this, maybe it's just an example of creatures that we haven't even discovered yet. Because the chances are there's probably still loads of stuff left undiscovered in the oceans.
I love the idea of USOs. I think more so than UFOs.
Yeah.
Because this whole idea that they're going underwater, and you know there might be a base down there. Have you seen what's that film with Ed Harris, The Abyss, where there's that UFO under the water and it comes up at the end? Right, like it's right in the deep sort of
Has that got
trenches.
Is that where early on there's like something? Is it an alien inside like a massive ice cube?
That's the thing. That's a fucking good film.
Oh, totally different film.
Love
I've never
that film.
seen The Abyss then.
You've seen The Thing though.
Yeah, but I can't even remember it. All I
such a
remember
good
is that bit.
This is some pictures from The Abyss. You see, there's the alien. It's kind of
Oh man.
it's kind of luminescent and like it seems inspired by the deep water fish.
Yeah.
That's another topic. What's in the seas?
Yeah.
What's in the seas? We don't know. They say we know more about the moon, the surface of the moon, than we do what's under the sea.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the moon isn't that.
There's not much going on. So it's like when you say more people get killed by cows than they do sharks. There's more people near cows than there are sharks.
Yeah.
So it's just
Oh, imagine getting killed by a fucking cow. How the fuck do you get killed by a cow? Like falling on you? They don't do fuck all.
trumped, I suppose.
What, like a group of them, like a herd? Because one of them, surely they don't fucking even move. They're just like, meh. They can't be able to do nothing. They're just looking at you. I love them stories like from back in the day when people used to go and cow tipping. I never did it.
I'd heard about that. I haven't heard stories like that for a long time now.
So shan, isn't it? The idea of just
Tipping cows over.
Yeah, like on the fucked ones that happens.
I think they struggle to get up.
Yeah.
But it's a bit like trout tickling. When people go around tickling trout. Like at night time, tickle them in the water and then they can grab them and chuck them on the bank. It's like what poachers used to do. Tickle trout.
So what exactly is the aim here?
They go up, during the night, they slowly go up to a trout. I think they can do it during the day, but they're less active.
What, a fucking trout lying on the beach? I don't understand.
No, a trout in the river. Or I think you can do it with salmon as well. You just go up to the fish and slowly tickle its belly, right?
What, you can just get that close to a fish?
Apparently. That's what they used to do, trout tickling. Tickle the belly and then just chuck them onto shore or chuck them in a net or something. That's what poachers used to do, yeah.
So it's that easy to catch a fish with your bare hands?
Well, it's got to be some art to it, I think.
I thought that was like ridiculously difficult. Trout, I think they're just the lazy bitches of the river.
I'm sure it's a nighttime thing because that's when they're asleep. Because fish
sleep?
Fish do sleep, yeah.
How?
They just kind of switch off, but it's not like not like they close their eyes because I mean, obviously they haven't got eyelids, but they just sort of their system shuts down for a little bit.
So they're still during that time?
No, they keep moving because fish have got to keep the water going through their gills.
That's what was confusing.
They'll probably just move very, slightly.
Yeah.
But no, trout tickling. If you're a poacher, it's the thing to do. I'm not condoning trout tickling. Don't start tickling trout.
You can sniff it though. I like the sniff trout.
Oh, that fishy smell, my God.
I like the taste trout.
Calm yourself down, boy.
I actually do love the taste of trout, and I'm actually on about real trout here, not vaginas. I ever tried it? Trout. It's lush.
I do like trout.
It's really nice.
But I prefer sea fish. Like sole and pollock. Turbot, that kind of thing.
Yeah?
Swordfish, yeah.
Swordfish?
Swordfish. I've had swordfish when I've been abroad. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. So, I think we've pretty much wrapped in terms of talking about the greys.
Yeah, we've dived away from the greys. I think we both came to the conclusion that it's not looking that likely.
As an idea, I love it.
Yeah.
And as an image,
I
think they're a fantastic sort of icon. Mm-hmm. But in reality, I'm really not sure.
It's for me. It's just the logic. Well, it's loads of other things as well, like that fucking maniac from the clip earlier.
Yeah.
Like oh, all right then. So you're the kind of guy that makes those calls and claims.
You asshole.
Yeah, you fucking dick. But just the logic of it for me, like, especially from the idea that they're actually here to try and help with. Yeah. My brain's just like, well, you're so clever with all your technology and all that, but you're just not capable of fixing the world. Mm-hmm. Like within the space of a couple of fucking years. Like nah, it can't be the case then for me.
So, what do you think about the greys? Do you believe in the greys? If you do, comment below, let me know. And if you think it's a load of shit, tell her.
Yeah.
So I'd love to know how many people actually think it's a load of rubbish, and how many people actually do believe it.
Well, I'm gonna guess that the absolute vast majority of people are probably gonna be really cynical about it.
Yeah. But the people that do believe in it will be well and truly like obsessed with it, and they'll believe it through and through. Yeah. Like a belief system.
But then I would like to know why you've came to that conclusion. Why do you believe in them? Have you had an experience? Have you had a crazy dream? Because even if you had like a mental dream that was powerful enough for you to adopt that belief, then I'm open to hearing about that. And
for people to write full books on them, like the book on the harvesting of souls.
Yeah.
Where's the evidence? Mm-hmm. And yet to write a book and...
They can be really convincing though, like the arguments put forward by some of these guys. A lot of these people are really intelligent. The people that write the books on them, they have like an understanding of physics, quantum physics and all this kind of thing. Like the universe, that they've got like a lot of knowledge, but saying but. Is there a but? No, maybe they're fucking right.
maybe we're both wrong and they do exist.
Yeah.
Maybe they do.
That's
the amazing thing, because we don't know. So
exactly.
It's...
Could be one way or the other. Who the fuck knows?
We're wrapping this up now, but it's an open-ended finish. It's not like we're not we can't say there's no such thing.
Yeah.
And we can't say there is.
Yeah, we're not an authority on fucking anything. So.
We're just exchanging ideas and shooting shit. So
yeah.
Anyway, you sexy people, sleep tight.
I thought you were going to go with the Jerry Springer one again. Take care of yourselves. And your aliens.
And your aliens.
Take care of your aliens. For crying out loud.
Good night, guys and gals. We love you.
Good night.
Farewell.